I'm now gonna enjoy myself with the Devi, and I'll record this just for fun. It really doesn't matter what you offer to God, it just matters that you show love. If you, let's say you have a baby and a mother, right? And the baby makes a drawing for the mother, and this drawing is fucking ugly because the baby, doesn't know how to draw yet. But mama, she's still gonna say, oh my god, that is the prettiest thing I've ever seen, okay? There is nothing that the baby can give to the mother that the mother needs, that the mother truly enjoys in itself. Anything the baby can give to the mother is useless, but what matters is the love. As long as you offer something with love, God will love you back and God will enjoy it. This is the richest woman in the entire universe. There is nothing she needs and there is nothing you can give her. I'm gonna give her some whiskey, but that doesn't matter. If she wants whiskey, she can manifest it. I'm gonna give her some gummies as well, but that doesn't matter. If she wants gummies, she can just manifest them. You can build her a temple. It doesn't matter, she can just build one herself. Whatever you give her means nothing, but what does mean something is the love. So whatever you give to God, just give it to her with love. In my case, I like whiskey and candy, and she does as well. So we're gonna have a bit of whiskey and candy. I also got her yantra engraved on the bottle. It's not like anything important. It's just cool. And a secret trick done in tantra is that you sanctify alcohol. It is said that you can turn wine or whiskey into amrita. Amrita being the nectar of immortality. And there are many ways to do this. A lot of traditions have like their own way of doing it, or even their very own mantras. Personally, oh, it's been a while since I've had whiskey. But personally, what I do is I just chant her mantra to it. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundai Vichai. 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 And then I pray. Because in essence, God is all things. So God is even alcohol. She is whiskey. And that state of intoxication, of drunkenness, speaks of the divine bliss. You see, the poet Ram Prasad often comparing mantra jap to drinking whiskey. He says that the mantra is like molasses that you have to chant to ferment the wine of eternal bliss. He, in some of his poems, he compares sadhana to drinking the wine of God, the wine of everlasting bliss. He even sometimes calls Kali herself the wine of bliss, that he is drinking God. And Sri Ramakrishna in particular really liked these poems, so he would like sing them or recite them all the time. Personally, what I just do is I improvise some sort of prayer after I've chanted a bit, and I simply ask, Kali, my love, my dear mother, as you are all things, and as you are even this whiskey, and as your intense state of joy and bliss speaks of drunkenness, I pray that you enter this bottle of whiskey, and I pray that upon drinking it, I as well may be intoxicated by your divine joy. May I become drunk on your love. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. And if she likes your prayer, and if you are sincere, and most importantly, if you love her, then it will just work. Some traditions have like specific mantras that you have to chant, or maybe make a specific offering. But this is what I do, and it works. Just chant, pray, and show love. If she loves you, she will put a bit of her spirit, a bit of her divine bliss inside the bottle, and you will get more drunk than usual, essentially. And this is why alcohol is used in tantra and some other spiritual traditions. You even see it in, like, I think voodoo, they offer rum to the gods. In Greek mythos, they often offer wine as well. In the north, here in Scandinavia, we used to give meat to the gods. Not meat as in meat flesh, but meat with a D, M-E-A-D, mead. And it's a honey wine. We used to offer that to the gods as well. So really, what you do with alcohol in vamachara tantra isn't all that strange. It's surprisingly normal in a sense. And Kali, she loves wine and she loves whiskey. And I've also brought her a few gummies. So I'm gonna feed her gummies. Does it matter what you feed her? No. Does it matter what you offer her? No. As long as you do it with love. If you are really, really in tune with the deity, you may actually hear them making specific demands or asking for a specific type of candy. Like, for some reason, and I don't know why, but for me, she often asks for Kit Kat and Snickers and vampire gummies. I guess vampire gummies because she's also like goddess of blood. You know, she has her bowl of blood, so she's actually related to vampires, and I think that's why. But she loves these. Another thing I see very often is that she loves junk food. She asks me a lot, like all the time, if I can get her McDonald's. And I never eat fast food. I haven't eaten fast food for 5 years. And I refuse to give her McDonald's, but she still asks for it once in a while. What I do instead is I make homemade pizza for her sometimes, so she can get some junk food. You also see in vamachara, it's common to make offerings that are like inauspicious or like a little bit disgusting. The agoras sometimes offer human flesh or like even their own poop. Or rotten food even. Or like with matangi, you're supposed to offer leftovers. You're supposed to offer food that has already been tasted before. So it's common you give the gods in vamachara something that is inauspicious, something that is a bit disgusting. And in the same way, junk food is like a disgusting food. So I think that's why, because a theme I see a lot is even like my friends or other my fans or my other students. She very often asks for McDonald's. Or like I'll have people DMing me on Instagram, people who don't even really know what I teach or have never heard from me that she likes junk food. They'll just be like, dude, yesterday Carly asked me if I could give her McDonald's. Am I just tripping or is that a thing? And I'm like, yeah, that's a thing. She loves McDonald's for some reason. I never give her junk food per se because I'll never eat it myself. But I give her candy and I make her pizza. And I guess here in the modern world and for the current generation of devotees, an inauspicious offering is essentially giving her junk food. The traditions will change over time. They will adapt to the current state of the world. And in the modern world, instead of asking for leftovers, or instead of asking for like a disgusting offering, Kali will apparently ask for McDonald's. 50 years ago, Kali would want your leftovers, or she would want you to get a human foot from the cremation ground. Today she wants a Big Mac. That is how traditions evolve and change over time. Anyways, she wants gummies. She thinks I talk too much, way too much, and I need to feed her some more. In general, Carly really likes food that is improper, that is a bit disgusting or unhealthy. Food that is wrong, you might say. Vamachara means left-hand path, but Vama can also mean wrong. Dakshinachara means right-hand path, but Dakshina also means auspicious or correct. So Vamachara can also mean the wrong path. So in Vamachara Tantra, what you do is you break all the rules. You do the things you're not supposed to. You give the things to God that you're not supposed to, you know? So you give God leftovers. Or you give them like disgusting offerings or disgusting food. And what that looks like today is giving God food that's a bit like nasty. Junk food is nasty, but like in a good way. But why do we like food that is a bit disgusting, you know? Why do we want to indulge in a huge oily pizza or a huge cake, you know? If you eat too much cake, you'll feel like vomiting. You'll get nauseous. But you're like, shit, I still want more. I want to eat it, you know? Sweets and cake and junk food is actually a bit disgusting, but like in a good way. That is essentially why Kali wants it. Because it's the vamachara food, in a sense. She wants the food that is wrong, that is unhealthy, that is disgusting, that is improper. So she loves candy, she loves fast food. I hear a lot of people give her instant noodles in India. A lot of people, a lot of my fans at least. She also loves smoking and drinking. Even I've never smoked. Like I never used to smoke. Maybe once or twice a year I'd have cannabis at like a party, but I would never smoke cigarettes. And it never made sense to me. Like, why would you want to smoke? Why would you want to kill yourself? And cigarettes, they taste like shit. But Carly, she kept begging me for years. And now 2 years later, I've begun smoking. I've begun smoking a pipe. And I would always tell her, Carly, it's unhealthy. It's going to get me killed. You know, I'm going to get lung cancer. And she would tell me, well, that isn't the problem. Then you're going to come to me. Why don't you smoke and kill yourself? Then you can come to me sooner. You can get moksha. And I said, Carly, but I don't want to be unhealthy. I don't want to, ruin my lungs while I'm still alive. I don't want to get lung cancer. Then she told me, get natural tobacco. Get organic tobacco. She even convinced me that it's healthy and that they use it in like indigenous African cultures and American cultures or whatever. Like they'll offer tobacco in indigenous American culture to nature, to the gods, or even smoke it. And she kept convincing me, and eventually she got to me. So now I have myself a pipe, and I smoke a bit of natural tobacco once in a while, mostly for her sake. wants to be in view. She complains that I'm stealing all the spotlight. She wants to be a superstar. The deities will also take any form they please. Something that is very rarely mentioned is that the Kali has a form where she's a child. They're often called Balakali, meaning child Kali. Most people see her as a mother, and I still do, but very often she comes to me as a child. And right now as well, she's like, I'm seeing her sitting in my lap, and she's eating candy. And I see this also with other people, that sometimes she comes as like a child, and she wants to play with them, or even, especially women. I see a lot of women who almost end up seeing Kali as like a bestie, like they become friends with her. For me, she's like, sometimes she appears as a mother, and I become a complete baby. Like in my visions, she will just cuddle me. And another time she comes to me as like a child, as a baby, and she wants to play, or she wants to be naughty and annoy me, or she wants me to cuddle her and feed her candy. A spirit or a deity doesn't have a specific form. It doesn't have an age. It can take any form it pleases. This body, called William, is 23 years old. You may say that he isn't a child, he's an adult. But the spirit doesn't have an age. If I die and I reincarnate, then I'm a baby again. So the spirit isn't an adult. The spirit isn't 23 years old. The spirit is whatever form it takes. Right now, this spirit is in the form of an adult. One day I'll die, and I don't think I'll come back to Earth. But if I did, I would be a baby again. This spirit would once again become a child. For the deities, they actually don't have an age. A lot of people see Kali as a mother, or they think like she's old in a sense. And you could say she's as old as time itself. But they don't have an age. They take whatever form they choose. And very often, I see for myself, and even for my friends and students, that she actually comes as a child, and she wants to play. Or for me, she often wants me to, she wants to sit on my lap and asks me to like pet her and cuddle her and feed her candy. And the way she talks is like so childish and playful. She will often call me Mr. Williams, or sometimes she will call me Mr. Wister, and I don't know what that means. I think she just made it up. She's always childish and playful. And I hope, let's see, maybe it's a little too windy. But hopefully I can light up a pipe. She wants to smoke. Now this is not something I'm making up. You can Google it. Even Sri Ramakrishna used to smoke. It's something we don't talk about. It's something we don't mention because it seems like weird or wrong. And even Swami Vivekananda used to smoke. A lot of people who I see doing Kali sadhana, they either already smoke or they start to begin wanting to smoke for some reason and they can't explain it. Suddenly they just have the urge to smoke. It's such a strong tendency. Like, there's at least a 50% chance that if someone worships Kali, they also smoke. There is such a strong connection. And the reason is that essentially, when you smoke, you are inhaling death. You are welcoming Kali, death, into your body. And if you look at like punk culture or metal or alt culture, those are the people who like smoking. The people who like smoking are the ones who are like outsiders, who are vamachara, who are like a little edgy or dark. So cigarettes or smoke is archetypically or like energetically connected to the archetype of Kali, of darkness, of death, of vamachara, of being an outsider, of being different, you might say. So I would of course never recommend smoking, and if you do, then do yourself a favor and smoke something natural. And in case Kali convinces you, then I mean, maybe go and do it. It's not healthy to smoke. It's a bad idea. It's bad for your health. But who knows? Maybe Kali will talk you into it like she did to me. And if she does, then you know why. This is going to be a lot harder than I thought. I'm going to try something. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't. I think that's good enough. That's probably the best I'll get. has a calming effect. It naturally gets you into a silent and empty state of mind. That's also why you see some indigenous cultures using nicotine or tobacco as part of rituals. I believe even Swami Vivekananda said, like, he almost felt he couldn't focus properly without nicotine. And most of the things that make nicotine, or I mean tobacco, very dangerous is the fact that, you know, the tobacco companies put so much shit in it. They put so many fucking chemicals in it to make it dangerous. Tobacco itself is just a leaf. There is nothing inherently dangerous about natural organic tobacco. Maybe inhaling the smoke will still, you know, ruin your lungs just a little. But most of the dangerous compounds in tobacco is the chemicals that are put in it. So in case you do want to start smoking with Kali for some reason, in case she ends up convincing you, then try to get yourself some natural tobacco. It's way healthier. I still wouldn't advocate smoking, but in case she does convince you, like she has done to me, then try to get something natural. Literally, like, for 2 years, she's been begging me to start smoking. And I've said, no, Kali, no, I'm never gonna start smoking. But she kept begging me, and one day I guess I gave in. I also have a few flowers for her that I keep in my bag that I've been picking while I'm up here. Well, this is basically it. This is how you do sadhana. You chant mantras, you meditate, you focus your mind on God, and then you do whatever you want to. You sing for her, you feed her. I often tell her shitty jokes as well. Sometimes I even dance. You feed her candy, you pick her flowers. If you want to, you can drink and smoke with her. There is no one way to do it. As long as you do it out of love, it will work. And you will know it works when you start feeling God's love. At first, you may not be able to sense them, but you will notice that you're just happy for no reason, or things are going your way in life. It's like God is taking care of you. Eventually, as you begin to meditate and do lots of yoga, you will become sensitive to the point that you can feel God. You will either begin just to feel like a bliss in your heart, like a love, an unexplainable love. Or you may sense a presence, like God is with you. You will almost feel like there's a person next to you. You will feel this unexplainable sense of companionship or belonging, like someone is holding your hand the entire life. You will begin to feel like there is someone or almost something that is always with you. And that is God, the spirit that is everywhere. Once you become sensitive to it, you will feel God's presence and God's love. When you begin to worship a deity, what happens is that the divine consciousness, the ever-present God, will take the form of that deity to come and play with you. And when you develop your chakras through yoga, and specifically once you begin to awaken the third eye, you will begin to see spirits, you'll begin to sense spirits, and even deities. At that point, you will begin to see the deity you are worshipping. Kali is always with me. Like, I'm going to sound a little crazy, but I see her right now. I see her sitting in my lap as a little child, or like a teenager, basically. She says she wants more candy, but I have to explain this stuff before we eat more candy. She's like trying to flick my nose right now. She's annoyed that I'm not giving her candy. She loves it when I rub her on the belly. But God will take the form of a deity in order to play with you. Take a form so that you can comprehend them. The ever-present, formless, blissful God is incomprehensible to the human mind. You will have to, for you to experience that state of God, you will yourself have to dissolve. So essentially, the deities exist because God has to take a form to explain themselves to us. If God comes as nothing, if God comes without a form, without a voice, without words, how will you understand them? So God has to take this form. Kali, or rather, God, the divine, ultimate, ever blissful consciousness that has manifested itself as everything, has taken the form of Kali to come and play with me and to hold my hand in life and to explain herself, to explain God. Love takes a form so that you can understand love. The omnipresent, all blissful, loving God is too simple for the human mind to understand. The human mind can't understand how simple God is, so God has to take a form for you to understand them. In order for God to play with you. And if you worship God enough, it is possible for God to even take a physical manifestation. One thing is to have a vision of God, to see the spirits, or like to have a vision of the deity. But it is by all means possible for God for the deity and for God to create a physical form for themselves to be with you. There are many devotees who have had such experiences. I haven't quite seen her in the flesh yet, but I often have sleep paralysis. And when I have a sleep paralysis, I will see her as if she was there. I can feel her touch me. I can feel her hug me and kiss me and pet me. When I'm in that state of mind, I can feel her, and she is as real to me as anything else. When I'm in the waking state of mind, it's a bit iffy, you might say, which is why you have to access an altered state of consciousness to experience God in the beginning. But your devotion can reach a point where God takes a physical form. They materialize in front of you. And even I have had very strange experiences. Like one morning, I woke to a loud knock on my door. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because, I mean, I live alone. How would someone have gotten into my house and gotten to my bedroom and knocked on my door? Then I realized the door is fucking open. It's open. Someone has opened it. And I go into my house and no one is there. So I can only assume that I can only assume that was Kali. And I've had similar experiences where like something magical or unexplainable happens, where an object in my room physically moves. Like one time, many times I've been in my bed and suddenly I can feel my blanket moving. And at the same time, I'm having a vision of Kali like laying next to me and cuddling me, and my blanket will begin moving. So it's not just me seeing her. It's not me like having a vision or seeing something in my mind or having an internal experience. It's something that's also happening outside of you. Usually when I talk to her, or even when I talk about her, the roof of the house that I'm in will start creaking. Like the roof will go creak, 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 and that will happen anywhere. Like even if I'm visiting a friend and I start talking about Kali, the roof will like start creaking all of a sudden. And they will be like, damn, our roof never does that. And it will just happen like 4 or 5 times in a row. Creak, 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 creak. I'm gonna have to wrap this up before I yap too much. But my point is, just love God. Focus your mind on God. And then everything else will happen naturally. All you have to do in this life is love God and spend time with God and focus your mind on God. And forget the ego. Forget who you are. Forget your role in this world. And stop thinking that this movie is important. It's just a movie. There is nothing more important than loving God. There is nothing you have to do. You don't have to fix the world. You don't have to work hard and do all this nonsense. You don't have to correct anything. There is nothing for you to do in this world except enjoy your stay and love God. That is all there is for you to do. And if you simply love God and enjoy your stay in the movie and play along, then everything will happen as it should. It will happen naturally, as God intended. It's getting a little bit cold and a little bit cloudy. So I'm gonna have to wrap this up. But truly, this is all there is to do. Follow your heart, love God, and enjoy the movie. And remember, it's just a movie. It's not important. There is nothing for you to fix. God has already taken care of everything. When you're in the movies, all you have to do is sit back and watch and enjoy. The director has already made sure that whatever has to happen will happen. They have already written the script. And sometimes it's gonna look crazy, you know? Sometimes Thanos is gonna snap and like some of the superheroes are gonna die or whatever. Sometimes the supervillain is gonna do something crazy and people are gonna die. It's the same with the world. Sometimes there's gonna be war, sometimes there's gonna be chaos, but this is also part of the play. There is nothing for you to fix, nothing for you to do. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the movie and say thank you, director, thank you, God, thank you for making this movie. You don't have to be an actor in this movie. You don't have to play your role. You don't have to be this ego and this person. The ordinary people are on stage. They are acting. They think what they're doing is important. They think there is something in the movie they have to fix. The yogi, they have gone off stage. Now they're just sitting and enjoying it. Pure cinema. So this is all you have to do. Relax. Say thank you, God. Thank you, director. And enjoy the show. Enjoy the movie. She has made this. She has made it just for you. Just for you to enjoy it. It would be a real shame if you, instead of just enjoying life, enjoying the world, began complaining, you know? Imagine you're in the cinema and you say, oh my God, Thanos is so evil and horrible. Who made this guy? Fuck the director. Fuck whoever made this movie. So see, indirectly, whenever you complain about life, you also complain to God. Instead of saying, oh my God, Hitler is so evil, Netanyahu is so evil, Trump is so evil, Modi or whatever is so evil, all these politicians and billionaires and Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, they're so evil. I can't believe the world is so messed up and fucked up. I can't believe that everything is so horrible and that there is war and chaos everywhere. Right now what you are saying is, fuck you, God. Fuck you, Kali. Why did you make this? Kali is like, dude, or a girl, I had to make it this way. There has to be drama. There has to be chaos and war. Instead, you should say thank you, God. Thank you for making Hitler. Thank you for making all the world wars. Thank you for making all the corrupt politicians and all the greedy CEOs. Thank you for the drama. Thank you for this movie. Thank you for all the supervillains. And then just sit back and relax, enjoy the show. There is nothing for you to fix, nothing for you to do. And I think that's all I have to say. I also don't want the video to get too long, but I do end up yapping a lot. God bless you, and may Mother be with you. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma.